I'm Jeroen, I'm from the Netherlands. I work here I'm part of the analytics team. And within the Power Platform, I'm mainly concerned with Power BI. But of course we are using all the other aspects of Power BI as well. With a little bit of an introduction of like why are we so data driven. I will tell a little bit like how we use Power BI to go through this digital transformation. Because every industry is now going through this digital transformation, it's really important to use digital to actually know your customers better, to make them feel like you really know them, to get their experience better. Of course you want to optimize your operations. They have to be effective. Like you need to like reach your goals. You want to be efficient. And of course, like Rui, he mentioned talent. It's really important to engage your employees as well. They have to be empowered to do their best. And then at least like the products. And with products I also mean the services. A lot of you are consultants, and we as consultants use Power BI often just to improve our services, to get insights in what our customers do, to get insights into how we can work more effectively. But if you ask like what is this digital transformation, like everyone says something different. And Microsoft came up with this digital feedback loop, which is actually like what I talked about, the customers, operations, products. All of these are generating data. Like all the motors manufactured now produce data. My thermostat at home, if I change it, it sends data, and then the thermostat learns actually when I'm home, usually what my preferences are. If my girlfriend's home, it knows that it has to put up the heating even more. And that actually learned because of the actions we take. So I came home, I had my patterns, and so my thermostat learned me. But then my girlfriend came in and said, no, that's way too cold. So she turned it up. So my thermostat actually learned with this feedback that like it's not always like the same, and so we can actually interfere in the data. So we're using it, we take actions, we correct the data, and so like there is always kind of a loop, and we interact with our systems. So with Power BI, or like actually with the general BI, it used to be that an IT team developed a big solution. They made data warehouses. We use SSRS, which is like really good. But like if I have a question, I have to go to the IT team. They process my question and get the answer back. But by then I often have way many more questions. So there is quite a lag, and it's not that scalable, because like you need your IT team to actually build all those reports, to get your data, to like mix it into like insightful information. So that is basically the first wave, like from IT to the end user. It was a long path, and because this was such a long path, we came up, or the analyst came into play to get the bridge between the IT people and the business people. And that's really cool, because like now you can talk to someone who understands IT, but you can just talk like normal language, and that part is way shorter. Now with Power BI, everyone can be an analyst, and everyone can make their reports. So you don't have to ask other people. You can like make your own dashboards. You can build actually everything you need, and then maybe after that ask the IT for the more complex things. To to get this data, like the end users need some things, and that is access to data. That is of course important. And if we access the data, I heard it here, one of the most important things is like when you have access and not everything is standardized, because not everyone is yet using the common data service, you need to clean the data to standardize it. And the most value of the data is when you combine it. So you mash up all the data, bring it all in Power BI, and then you can start exploring, see patterns, filter the data, slice it, so you can actually see what all those data actually mean and get information out of it. They say a picture says more than 1,000 words. Well, that's why we visualize everything. We make graphs, we don't make reports anymore that much, like not written reports. But all of that is not that valuable unless you actually share it in your organization. And with Power BI, it's, I think, really valuable that you can easily make all those reports, visualize it, and then easily share it. And once you share it, people start using the reports. They start using, like drilling down into the data. And then they think like, hey, maybe I can use my budget to compare it with my sales. So I need access to more data. I need to standardize it. So we often see that we start with something small, and then we go through this loop again and again, and then we end up with like the bigger solutions. But you can just connect to some Excel files, connect to your Visma database, and then gradually evolve your Power BI solution. Yeah, one of the things you can do it in Power BI is you upload it to the online service and get real-time data. So you can have a screen in your office having live sales data, knowing exactly where your consultants are. You can, in those dashboards, actually ask questions in human language, not like queries. You don't need to query in SQL, program anything. It's just like yeah, asking questions there, and we can customize the visuals so you can get insights that are actually in the context of your business. And of course, everyone is using still Excel, and Power BI is not a replacement of Excel. We can automate things people are doing in Excel. We can use Excel as a source, so you can make your own data, like for example, make your own budget reports, combine it with other data, have a data set, and then actually, if you're comfortable in Excel and do some more with your data, you connect your Excel again to your Power BI service and can then continue analyzing your data as you have been used to. So I talked about insights, and that is one of the biggest parts of Power BI, to get insights. But the whole the whole thing of insights is that you take actions on them. And here you see a Power App next to a Power BI report. And in Thomas's presentation and his demo, you saw that they're actually using a Power BI report in the Power App. We can also do it the other way around. We can make the Power BI dashboard interactive. So you see your data, so you have some scenarios, and you can, for example, then have a Power App where you can enter your budget data, you can enter some parameters. So based on the information you get, you can immediately take actions on it and then change your information. So I only have a short introduction, so I thought of making it myself really easy. We are doing this dashboard in a day course, and it's really like a dashboard in a day. So you get your have some sales data, information about it in just like a strange format, and we we transformed that within a day to basically this, but it's not finished because we are missing actually one visual. So I said I want to make it myself quite easy, so I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to ask a question, like what is my, for example, my revenue by country. And then I already have a graph. But it doesn't look that nice yet, so let's sort it. Sort by revenue. The only thing you need is being able to spell revenue. Revenue. But then you're golden. And I can say, oh, I want to format it like I'm used to in PowerPoint, for example. And now I have my report finished. And actually you can build this whole report just by like entering data. And then I publish it. I secretly already did that because I found it a little bit too scary doing that live and thinking of the internet connection. But then here I have this report, and so this is a von Arsdal. It's a demo database which is used by Microsoft. It's a company that makes electronic products, so they are in different countries. They have like different products, different product categories, different product types, and they also just got a benchmark kind of tool. So they got information from a benchmarking company. So now they can go into their data. They can see what their sales did over time. They can filter that, so they can actually see what their sales in North America did over time, or they can say like, hey, I'm curious what Australia did, so I'm going to drill through some more information. And then here I have all my information just from Australia, seeing here all the different categories, but if you want more information you can just basically drill down into really the detail and really go into like the numbers. So if you're an analyst, you really want to see like, oh, why is my sales going up and down here, and you can really do some insights. But I have no clue what they are actually doing manufacturing, so I thought maybe I can still make it simple to me. So I have this uploaded, what I just did, and I have this data set which has like my final report. I don't really feel like diving really deep into it myself, so I say get quick insights, and it says it's calculating, and now I'm getting my insights. And of course it gets you some strange things like getting the conclusion that the US has noticeably more states than Canada. Well, I'm not sure if that's that relevant, but let's say that I find the revenue by country really relevant. I was like, okay, I'm gonna pin that to my dashboard because that's what I want to know. That's what I want to get updates from. And here I have my dashboard. And actually, like you saw this report, and I have also like my social media account. So if I see, oh, there are a lot of retweets, maybe an engine broke down in a lot of cars, so it's time to like call all my cars back. But of course, also here, like I made this dashboard, and maybe you are using it, so you don't want to like build more visuals, but you just are wondering about like, what is the revenue? What is my revenue? Well, my total revenue is 3 billion. That doesn't say that much. What is it in 2018? Okay, nice. But I just was wondering about Australia. So let's say Yeah. Australia. Okay, cool. Maybe I want to see by state because that's what Power BI gave me from insights that Australia has quite some states. So by state. Okay. And I want to sort that again by revenue. So here I have my my Australia information, and so if I'm a salesman in the US, I search for US data, and I as a developer or I was making this reports, I don't have to worry about oh, what information do all these people need to see, and they can just actually ask it. And also this I can pin to my dashboard. And I have a nice dashboard without doing any code, without doing anything other than just asking a normal human question. I think I run out of time, so thank you very much.